Good morning, friends. This is our last session on the vector calculus 3 prerequisites. In this session, we will be discussing the gradient. In the last two sessions, we have discussed the divergence and the curl operator. To understand the basics of gradient, let us look at this particular video.
We have the variable y. And we have z, which is a function of both x and y. Suppose that we pick one value for x, and we keep x at this one value as we change the value for y. Each time we change y by a small amount, z also changes by a small amount. At each point, the change in z divided by the change in y is given by the slope of this line. Red indicates a negative slope. Let's now pick a different value for x, and keep x at this new value. Again, at each point, the change in z divided by the change in y is given by the slope of this line. The change in z divided by the change in y is what we refer to as the partial derivative of z with respect to y. Every point on the graph has a value for the partial derivative of z with respect to y. Here, green indicates a positive value, and red indicates a negative value.
So, what is basically a gradient? The direction of gradient f is the orientation in which the directional derivative has the largest value. Just now we have seen that it is changing as I move on x direction and my value of y changing. So maximum change is represented by the gradient of the function. Furthermore, if gradient is not equal to 0, then the gradient is perpendicular to the level of the curve. So if red line here is indicating my variation, that is z, so gradient is represented by the perpendicular lines. Consider a ball in your hand. Now take any point on the ball and imagine a vector acting perpendicular to the ball on the point. That is your gradient in 3 dimensions. Now imagine vectors acting on all the points of the ball. The red arrows perpendicular to the surface of the ball are the gradients of the various points. If we apply the gradient function to a two-dimensional surface, in this case, the gradients are tangential to the surface. In 3 dimensions, those are perpendicular, and in 2 dimensions, those are tangential. For better understanding of the gradient representation in 2 dimensions, consider that we are climbing a mountain. You are a certain point on the mountain. You are at a certain point. Say, I am here. Now, we have to move in certain direction to gain or lose the altitude. Either I have to move up or I have to move the in downward direction. So these vector lines which are shown in red color, or let us highlight them, these are the lines either in upward direction or in the downward direction, are given as the gradients. So it is basically the slope of the mountain that you are calculating. The gradient operator in different coordinate systems can be calculated as: in Cartesian coordinate system, I write the formula as it is now only del A, which is dou by dou x of A total vector Ax cap, plus dou by dou y of A Ay cap, plus dou by dou z of A Az cap. In cylindrical coordinate system, it is given by the formula dou by dou r of A Ar cap, dou by dou r of A with A phi cap, dou by dou z of A Az cap. So unit vectors are changing, as well as one change that you are observing. In the middle term, I have 1 upon r. In spherical coordinate system, you have dou by dou r of A Ar cap plus 1 upon r dou by dou theta of A theta cap plus 1 upon r sin theta dou by dou phi of A into A phi cap. So this completes our session on the last, that is gradient operator.